In the last tutorial, I just showed that you could use load with jQuery to bring in an HTML or text file. And what I want to demonstrate here is that you can just use the CSS from an external file and bring that in as well. So this can be part of your HTML page. So here is the same thing and as in the prior tutorial when I just used load. I'm loading in a page and it's going into this div ID here just to refresh you. So div ID, a page right here is blank, nothing there. Then I'm loading in test2.html. Now if I look at test2.html, it has a font size of 18, color for the text, and a background color. Now I'm going to actually take that background color off for right now. And I'll save this back up. And then I'm going to load this up to my server because every time that you modify something or work with it, it's going to need to work off the server. So this is just a FTP program that's hooked up to my server. And so now what I'm going to do is take that page that I just modified, and that's going to be test2, and I'll need to upload that to my server now. And I have a folder called Ajax that I'm using. And now I have to tell it, okay, to overwrite the old one. All right. So now when I refresh this page, and now I'll go into 3. Okay, so there's a background color of blue with a text of red. So that should match up. All right, so here's the test2.html. And we do have a font color of red. And the font size is 18. Okay, so we see that it's bringing in that style. Now, if we put the style outside of the body, frankly, I don't know if that's going to work or not. I know that it'll do everything between the opening and closing body, but let's give it a quick test. So I'll put that style up in the head section. I'll save it out and re-upload this. So I'll go test2 and re-upload that. And then again, it just takes a second here because I got to tell it to overwrite that old file. Okay, very good. I'm going to come back here and refresh this. Okay, so it is actually working. So everything between that head section is working. So that's going to be good to know. So it doesn't always have to be just within the body. And you'll see some tutorials describing that differently. So it's good that we verified that. Okay, I'll go ahead and bring this back down into the body just to keep things consistent. Great, with how I was doing it prior. And in my example 3.html, you see that I've applied a background color, and that's going to be the blue, right? So when that loads up, then that will have that background color which associates with that text. So what I want to do now is to actually overwrite that background color in my test2.html. So I'll come in here and do background color. And we'll make it be something different. We'll do an orange, let's say. And just to have another more obvious change, I'll set this to be a little bit larger text. Let's actually make it 24. Okay, I'll save that up to test2.html. And for the last time, I will load this up to my browser, to my server, excuse me. I got out of the folder, so let me get back in here. Okay. And I'll load up test2. And then again, it takes a little bit of time to connect to the server, and I have to tell it it wants to overwrite, so I have to give permission for that. And so now that that's overwritten, I'm going to refresh that index file. I'm going to go back here, and this is 3, so I'm actually loading index 3, but this is that test 3. So this is all part of index 3, right here and right here, what I'm highlighting. But then between the div, it's inserting, right, that other HTML page. So, and you see that it brought in that CSS. The other thing to note is that it overwrites. So when you bring in, when I brought in that CSS, that background color, for example, overwrote the background color in the original example file. Because at this point then, this file that I'm highlighting right here, the test2.html file is the most recent CSS, and so therefore overwrites anything above. So that's good to know.